in 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. So yesterday we, you guys, like, that was the best I've ever had a class. I'm being honest with you. That was the best I've ever had a class learn factoring out the greatest common factor in using this method.
Better than everyone.
You are now the best I've ever experienced, right, in that. I mean, usually I have people really confused, you know, for the next day or two. And then they get it, and it clicks, right? But you got it right away. So now we're gonna take it one step further. Instead of numbers, we're gonna talk about variables. So what if I gave you something like this, right? So put that away, get out your notes, okay? Put that away, because you're ending it spending all your time. All right, here we go. If I had x squared plus x.
X to the third.
The question is, remember the question is, what do they both have in common?
They both have x's.
This is x times x. This is just x. What do they both have?
Well, they're both 1x, but wouldn't it
Yeah.
make sense if there's like an invisible 1 above?
Yeah, so there is an invisible 1 here, that x. If that helps to put it on there, that's fine, right? But notice this is an x to the 1 times x to the 1, and this is just an x to the 1. You see that? So they both have an x to the 1. This one just happens to have 2 of them, times each other, right? So do you see how I could take out an x to the 1 out of both of these? Does that make sense? It's always going to be either this one or this one. Those are your only two options. You're not going to choose another variable with a third exponent. Your only choice is x squared or x to the 1. And clearly, x to the 1 does not have x squared in it, correct? So it's got to be the one with the smallest exponent. Does that make sense? So here we go. So Johnny, pay attention. Watch this. Here we go. I'm gonna factor out an x. And so I'm going to put an x there and I put a parenthesis. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to basically divide that by x to the 1. Divide that by x to the 1. What do I have here? I have 2 x's upstairs, x times x, 1 downstairs. That's going to be x to the 2 minus 1, which is x, right? X plus, what is x over x? 1. So there we go. Does that make sense? A little bit? We're going to do a bunch. Let's try another one. X to the 4th plus x to the 3rd. What do they both have in common?
X.
Well, they both have x's, but what's the largest number of x's this has?
4.
Yeah, it's x times x times x times x. And then what's the largest number of x's this has?
3.
3. I'm looking for the greatest common factor, the biggest number of x's that I could take out of both. Right? And I could certainly take a 3 out of this. Could I take 3 of them out of this?
No.
Yeah, because there's 4 of them. I could take 3 of them away. Right? So I could take, basically, you're always, this is the rule, always factor out the x with smallest exponent. That's the rule. And it always works. All right, so immediately I ask myself, x to the 4th or x to the 3rd? Which one is a smaller exponent?
X to the 3rd.
Yes! So I go x to the 3rd down here, and I put my parenthesis. And now I'm going to just divide this by x to the 3rd. Divide this by x to the 3rd. What do I have?
X plus 1.
X plus 1. X plus 1 again, right? All right, let's try another one. 2. Let's try 3. How about x to the 8th plus x squared? Which one can I factor out? It's either x to the 8th or x squared. Which one is my greatest common factor between these two?
The second one.
The second one, the one with the smallest exponent, right? Am I going too fast? I noticed people.
Kind of.
I notice people are looking at this, so let me just wait till you guys are done with that. Is everybody done?
2 seconds.
Yeah, are you guys done? So let's look at this one. X to the 8th plus x squared. So what are they both having? What's my largest, greatest common factor?
2, 4.
It's gonna be, it's
2.
gotta be either this one or this one, that's it.
2.
Because variables are actually easier than the numbers, because there's not, you don't have to think of anything, it's just the one with the smallest exponent. So it's x squared, right?
Yeah.
So immediately put x squared, parenthesis, and then I'm gonna just divide both of these by x squared. And what does that give me? X to the, what would this be? 8 minus 2 is 6, so x to the 6 plus 1. Right? Does that make sense? All right, let's try another one.
Wait. How did you get x to the 6th? 8 minus 2?
X to, same bases with exponents, if you're dividing, you subtract.
This is
8 minus 2.
Yeah, that's
Right, yeah. All right, one more like this, and then we're going to combine it. Then we're going to combine it with numbers. All right, how about this? X to the 10th plus x to the, I don't know, 7th. What do they both have in common? What's my greatest common factor? X to the 7, right? So I'm going to do x to the 7, parenthesis, put my x to the 7, put my x to the 7 here.
x to the 3rd plus 1 in parentheses.
X to the 3rd plus 1. Beautiful. You got it. Fist to 5. You're getting it. Does it make sense to you guys? Fist to 5.
10.
Okay, awesome. Great
No, I
job.
saw that.
Great job, great job, great job.
Is this our homework?
All right, so now, yeah, this is the homework, but
How
now
are we
look.
getting so easy stuff?
Now look.
numbers.
Now I'm going to make
No.
it, now I'm going to add one extra complexity. I'm going to add numbers to it. So what if
Why?
I said 4x to the 8th power plus 12x to the 5th? So I do each one kind of, I think of first of my numbers. Which of these, what's my greatest common factor in numbers only? 4 and 12. Greatest common factor.
3. 4.
4, right? 4 goes into both. 4 and 12, right? So I know I'm gonna pull out a 4. Now, before I put my parenthesis, I gotta ask myself, oh, they both have x's. What's my greatest common factor with my x's? X to the 5th, right? So I put my x to the 5th. Now I put my parenthesis, and underneath this, I put this. 4x to the 5th. Over here, I put 4x to the 5th. What
Wait.
is 4 divided by 4? 1. So I don't have to write the 1 because I'm going to write an x, and I don't need a 1.
X 3rd.
Because I looked at it, and I said, first I looked at the 4 and the 12. What's my greatest common factor? It would be 4. And then I said, okay, now I'm just going to ignore the numbers and look at just the variables, right?
Yeah.
You with me?
Ooh, Gary,
Making sense
Gary,
now?
Gary,
You got
Gary,
it?
Gary, 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 Gary.
Okay, yeah.
So once you, it's x 3rd plus 3x, but what would you do with the 5, 5?
Okay, so wait, so 4 divided by 4 is 1. I don't need to write that. I've got x to the 8 minus 5, which is x to the 3.
Yep,
Yeah?
put that.
Plus 12 divided by 4 is
3.
3.
3x to the what?
And x to the 5th divided by x to the 5th is what? 1.
How did you get
So, but wait, 3 times 1 is what?
3.
Right, so these technically just cancel out. Those just cancel out, so I just have the 3. Does that make sense?
Zane asked, how did you get 4x to the 5th?
I first looked at the numbers, Zane.
Yeah.
I pretended the variables weren't there. And I just looked at the numbers. What's the greatest common factor between 4 and 12? It's 4.
Yeah.
Right? So I wrote the 4 down. Then I pretended the numbers weren't there, and I looked at the x to the 8th and x to the 5, and I said, which one is that? Which is the greatest common factor there? And then I put the x to the 5 next to it. Then I put my parentheses. Right? Right? So, do you get the idea? Should
This
I
is
do one
easy.
more? Should I do one more?
No, this is easy.
I'll do one more, really fast. 8x to the 10th plus, plus 2x to the fourth. What do they go? What's the greatest common factor between 8 and 2?
2.
2x.
2.
4.
And then within the x's, it's x to the fourth, right?
Yeah.
Parenthesis. Now I'm going to divide this by 2x to the fourth. What's 8 divided by 2?
8, 4.
4.
4.
And then x to
X
the
to 6.
6, right? 10 minus 4. Plus, I got to divide this by
X.
2x to the fourth.
Plus
It's
X.
just x,
Well, wait. 2 divided by 2 is 1. X to the fourth divided by x to the fourth is 1.
so plus 1.
Plus 1.
1. It's 1.
Okay, fist to 5. You guys get it? Okay,
understand
awesome.
the 10.
There's also 4 problems on the back of the homework that are on absolute value. I don't have time to go over. If you know how to do them, do them. If you don't worry about it. Okay? So that's
Gary,
it.
why are we doing really easy stuff right now?
It's fine, Jake.
No, I know that. I'm just wondering why. Are we like taking
Because